Buy the rumor, sell the news. Is that what just happened with one of the biggest announcements in cryptocurrency history? Just some people seem to have not seen it. We'll break down exactly what happened with that David Sacks press conference, why I think this is still bullish, but why we could be in for a little bit of short-term pain. All of that in this video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a beat in this upcoming bull market. With that being said, let's break down exactly what happened in the David Sacks update. Now, for many of you that were tuned into my live stream, as well as I'm sure tuning in for yourselves, David Sacks and the rest of the CryptoZar committee talking about what their plans were, more importantly, what Donald Trump's plan were in the upcoming months and maybe even years in relation to digital assets and cryptocurrency. It was very interesting. The markets actually were going into this very optimistic. Everyone was speculating on a strategic Bitcoin reserve. They were talking about, altcoin reserves and much, much more. And the reality is, we didn't kind of get it. It ended up being a bit of a nothing burger, a bit of a flat pancake. There was some very bullish elements of it, but it's much more stablecoin focused and much more on regulation, which no one wants to hear. The reality is, if you're in crypto right now, you want to hear we're going to the moon and you want to hear we're going to the moon tomorrow. Here's why I think, though, that it isn't as bad as many people are talking about. Because if you're not in crypto, let's say you're Wall Street, let's say you've got some big capital, you want to know that the asset class you're investing in has some regulation. Remember, lots of people don't fully understand what crypto is all about. And that's why, in my opinion, it was actually a bit more bullish than people think. We have got a full breakdown here from Eleanor Terrett giving us a view. So let's just break down a couple of these key points. Again, if you missed it, highly recommend checking it out. But banking GOP chairman Senator Tim Scott says that he plans to be as aggressive as possible to have bills through the Senate in the first 100 days. So whatever they decide to do, whether that is a strategic reserve or what, they are going to go after it. The House Financial Services, House AG, Senate banking committees are forming the bicameral committee to lead on crypto regulation, where they will prioritize stablecoin and market structure. Ultimately, a cross-department function to bring that. The committee plans to build from FIT 21 bill to market structure legislation and will use Senator Hagerty's new stablecoin bill that dropped today as starting point for new legislation. This Congress notes Hagerty's bill most closely resembles the Patrick Mahoney and the Republican Maxine Waters bill from last Congress. This is, again, a way forward for adoption. What it does bring, by the way, with stablecoins, a lot of people don't realize this, is institution, a safe place to keep assets, a almost, banking-like asset that people can get involved with. And I think it's important. Stablecoin legislation is moving forward quickly. According to Senator Tim Scott, he says Republicans have been working with Democrat sponsors on the bills and they plan to move on that. And the first Republican, French Hill, says they plan to work on both market structure and stablecoin bills simultaneously on a bipartisan basis, which again is very bullish to do. Also, that Senator Tim Scott wants to discuss AML laws with Democratic colleagues in a broader sense, not just the relation with digital assets. And that was kind of the fundamentals. The last one that was brought up on the back of a question says crypto and the AI Caesar, David Sacks, ultimately did chair the conference, says one of the first things they're going to look at is the feasibility of a Bitcoin reserve. Now, you would expect the markets would love this. This is hugely bullish. So not only are they going to look after the institutional investors with USDT or whatever stablecoin they choose, they're going to push this through Congress very, very quickly. If you're not unsure what that is, that's the absolute white collar Wall Street saying, hey, get this through. The reality is, though, they are going to look at the feasibility of a Bitcoin reserve. The reality is, we all know this is coming. That's the fact of the matter. A sovereign wealth fund created, the feasibility of a Bitcoin reserve, we absolutely believe this is going to come up. So all of that positive news, you'd expect the market to rally. Not quite what we expected. In fact, lots of people didn't like it. The reality is, and we've talked about this on this channel, they are the retail investors that have got in. Longer term holders still holding their bags. Why, though, is there more bullish news on the back of it? Well, the crypto task force did get created today as well. So call me surprised. We get this big announcement, again, around stablecoins, around the strategic reserve, and around much more clarity. Then we get the crypto task force, Mark Ueda, pushing this through as well. The crypto task force seeks to provide clarity on the application of federal securities laws to the crypto asset market. Very bullish indeed. Once again, Eleanor Terrett giving us a view as to exactly what it's going to be doing. Task force examining security status, welcoming requests for non-action letters, exploring ways to provide temporary, prospective and retroactive relief, modifying existing registration paths for token offerings. Good news for anyone launching or looking to get into the crypto space. Again, clarity surrounding activity with clearing agencies. Cross-border sandbox for international crypto projects is also being considered. Very good news as well. And then SP is giving her view there. Again, taking us a long time to get into this mess, and it's going to take us some time to get out. SEC rules will not let you do whatever you want, whenever you want. However, you want some of those rules will impose costs and other compliance burdens to some may find irritating, but the commission will use its enforcement tools when necessary to pursue non-compliance. And that's what everyone wants. Go after the bad guys. Again, good news, the seeing how this plays through, which I think, again, is more and more important. Again, the strategic Bitcoin reserve, we will see lots of people discussing this coming. Could be very bullish indeed. And again, the market, though, didn't like it. All right. Fundamentally, all of those positive news, the market didn't like it. Why? It was much more around not this, but more around this. So more regulatory focused as opposed to strategic reserves. We do have the Friday US jobs report coming. Look out for that. That could actually see us continue the bearish momentum. So let's take a look at the chart right now. And it is interesting, down about 3.6% as we move again to retest potentially this downward trend that we did back here on Thursday, December 17th. We'll see how this all plays out, but very interesting market structure forming right now. What would be ideal situation would be a bounce to the upside from this downward sloping wedge or this downward trend line. That would be bullish. Once again, altcoins getting demolished. In fact, not a single one in the green after what was a pretty positive day. But look at BTC dominance continuing to push as well. So volatility is the name of the game. Ultimately, we see more and more coming through, which again is very, very bullish optimistically. And more importantly, continues to show strength and show signs of the market recovering, which I think is also very interesting indeed. Now, there was one other thing that I think is important to reference, and that is the fact that, well, whenever there is fear in the air, the sharks come out to play. And we actually saw a very interesting move from a number of centralized exchanges, particularly Coinbase, Binance, as well as OKX, moving some big amounts of capital around. Centralized exchanges flushing the crypto market for liquidity. Very interesting. I actually took a trade out and got liquidated on that play live on my live stream. But yeah, there was some big moves, some big market makers making sure that the dips were big dips, and absolutely we saw a big liquidation event. So again, trade carefully in this incredibly volatile market. But when you dust away the sand, ultimately it was very bullish today. It just may take a little bit longer for everything to start to move. Remember, whenever you want something to happen, when you think the market's going one way, just has this habit of going the other way. But let me know what you think of all of this in the comments. What's your view? Are you bullish on today's announcement, or are you bearish? Well, as always, we'll keep you up to date with everything going on in the cryptocurrency market. All you need to do is hit that subscribe button and smash the like button for all your daily content. With that being said, I'm out of here. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.